North Korea test launching a missile this morning.
What did you say?
North Korea test launched missiles this morning. What's your reaction to that?
Missiles, the North Korean missiles.
Oh, I don't know. He's been launching missiles for decades, right? Just another missile was launched. I always had a very good relationship with him. So, at some point I'll be meeting. The schedule is very tight, as you know, but at some point I look forward to. We had a very good relationship. I mean, more than a relationship. We had a really good understanding of each other. We met, we spoke to each other numerous times, and a good relationship. At some point we'll be involved with North Korea.
Does that mean there's no meeting with Kim Jong-un this trip?
I don't know. People are trying. I think they'd like to, and I'd like to, but I also want to focus on China. Our focus is now on tomorrow with China, and I want to make that the focus. But we'll come back and we'll, at some point in the not too distant future, meet with North Korea.
How much do you expect Xi to try to push you on Taiwan?
I don't know that we'll even speak about Taiwan. I'm not sure. He may want to ask about it. There's not that much to ask about it. Taiwan is Taiwan. But the beautiful part about Taiwan, frankly, and they understand it, is we're bringing a lot of those chip makers into the United States. If you look at the number one chip maker in the world, they're building a massive factory in Arizona, the biggest in the world, actually, for making chips. If you look at NVIDIA is doing unbelievable. We're bringing a lot of the Taiwan business back to the United States. I think within 2 years, I think we'll have 40 to 50% of the chip market. But that's happening, and I don't know, it's happening because of the tariffs. It's also happening because of the fact maybe they're a little bit concerned about things. Who knows? But they are, tremendous, I don't know if you're reporting it, but massive numbers and percentages of the chip business is coming back right now as we speak. They're building plants in Arizona, Texas, and other places.
On chips, sir, have you agreed, or will you agree with Xi potentially to allow the license of more exports of NVIDIA Blackwells or downgraded?
About Blackwell, we'll be speaking about Blackwell is the super duper chip.
Yeah.
Blackwell's amazing. NVIDIA makes it. Jensen is an amazing, brilliant man. And it's probably 10 years ahead of any other chip. And unlike a lot of other businesses, you just can't catch it. It's mostly you can copy and you can do things you really can't in the chip business for whatever reason. That doesn't work that way. But Blackwell just came out. Jensen presented me with the first Blackwell chip 3 days ago in the Oval Office. And it's an amazing thing that they've done. But that's our country. We're about 10 years ahead of anybody else in chips, in the highly sophisticated chips. I think we may be talking about that with President Xi.
China's actually discouraged purchase of those chips. Is that something that's on the table?
Well, China actually terminated the relationship with NVIDIA. That was a big thing, but in the meantime, NVIDIA hit a brand new high. As did, the stock market yesterday hit the highest ever that it ever was. So we're doing all of the markets. Every one of our markets, we're doing great. The country is doing great. We have the shutdown caused by the Democrats, and at some point they'll come back. I think they're getting just killed right now. But all they have to do is say, let's get back to business, and we're back. There's nothing to sign. There's nothing to negotiate.
Hurricane Melissa, have you been following that? The Jamaican government...
Because I've never seen numbers like that. I saw a little while ago, 195 mile an hour wind. I've never seen that before. I've never seen... I guess it can get that high, but I've never seen it. And it's literally just, knocking down everything in front of it. It's a stage 5, I guess. And you don't see stage 5. You don't see 5s very often. You see 4s and 3s, but this is a 5 early on, meaning it gets worse. So it's done a tremendous job. You mean on Jamaica?
Is the United States going to aid Jamaica?
On a humanitarian basis, we have to. So we're watching it closely, and we're prepared to move. But it's doing tremendous damage. It's, as we speak, it's right there right now.
Sir, could I ask you?
The market records, like some experts warn about an AI bubble. Are you concerned?
What's the AI problem?
That's what some experts say, that some investors are overreacting.
Everybody wants AI because it's the new internet, it's the new everything. It's one of the biggest things anyone's ever seen. So everyone wants it. Yeah, I mean, the only problem is if you don't get it. In order to get it, you have to be able to produce tremendous amounts of electricity. And we're allowing them to produce and make their own electricity. This way, they don't have to rely on government. And by the way, they're making electric plants that are so sophisticated and so incredible, so much beyond, that companies that make and service electricity, the Con Edison, all the different companies that do that and do it well, but they've never seen anything like what's happening. It's almost a revolution in the making of electricity at the level of sophistication.
Sir, Speaker Johnson says that he told you that there's no time to amend the Constitution to allow you to serve a third term. Is that an accurate representation of the conversation you had?
I don't know. I don't want to even talk about that because, the sad thing is I have my highest numbers that I've ever had. As I should. I ended 8 wars, and we have the greatest economy in history. And by the way, energy prices are way down. Everything's way down. Beef is a little bit high. We're going to get beef down too. But prices are down and the economy's up. The only thing that's not down is the stock prices. And 401ks are through the roof. Everyone's 401k is hitting records. So we have the greatest economy we've ever had. I have my highest poll numbers that I've ever had. And, based on what I read, I guess I'm not allowed to run. So we'll see what happens.
Johnson says you're trolling when you talk about a third term. Are you trolling or are you serious?
I don't think he said that. I don't think he'd use that term. But it's a very interesting thing. I have the best numbers for any president in many years, any president. And I would say that if you read it, it's pretty clear. I'm not allowed to run. It's too bad. I mean, it's too bad.
Sir,
but we have a lot of great people.
food stamps will stop to be being sent out on Saturday. The Department of Agriculture says they cannot tap into contingency funding to fund that. Is your administration food stamps, SNAP benefits? Is your administration looking at?
We're going to get it done. The Democrats have caused the problem on food stamps. Because all they have to do is sign. And, if they sign, I'll meet with them. They're all saying, they actually said Trump is doing an amazing job in this trip. This trip, we're bringing back trillions of dollars, so it's hard. But they do want to meet with me when I get back. But I say, get the economy open and we'll meet. I'll meet and we'll solve any difficulties. We have to fix healthcare because Obamacare is a disaster. I mean, when you see the increases in Obamacare, it never worked. It never will work. And we can do something with the Democrats much better than Obamacare. Less money and better healthcare. And that's something I think that could come out of this with the Democrats, to work with the Democrats. Because right now the insurance companies are making too much money and they're making a fortune. And the healthcare, Obamacare is poor, and the premiums are ridiculous. It's going up a lot. I don't want to say the number. The number is very substantial. But when you hear the number, and it's Obamacare, it never worked. It never will work. It'll never be good. And I think it's a great time for the Republicans and Democrats to get together and make something that will work. And let the insurance companies make money. They're entitled to that, but not the kind of money that they're making.
Would you bring Democrats in to have that discussion
Yeah, I would
now?
do that, sure. Well,
now, sir?
I'd say open up the government and we'll work it out. I think a lot of good things can happen from it. Well, listen, thank you very much. We have 2 big days. This is a big day. And we're going to be speaking at APEC, and a lot of countries are there. They're all investing in the U.S. We're the hottest we've ever been. We're the hottest country in the world, and they're all investing, so I'll be doing that. And then tomorrow morning is the one that most people find the most interesting, and I think we're going to have a great meeting with President Xi of China, and a lot of problems are going to be solved. Okay?
You're optimistic. You're optimistic
I'm
about
very
it.
optimistic. I am. And I know a little bit about what's going on because, we have been talking to them, not just walking into a meeting cold, but the relationship with China is very good. So I think we're going to have a very good outcome for our country and for the world, actually. I think it's important for the world.
How's your day with the Prime
We're doing
Minister?
very well with rare earth. You know, we're involved with rare earth all over the place now, and it's some amazing things are happening.
Do you think
How's your
China?
day with the Japanese Prime Minister?
I think she's fantastic. I think she's a wonderful woman. She's very sharp, very smart, very energetic. And you see it. I mean, you know, the pictures don't lie. They really don't. The pictures are amazing. I saw some of the pictures this morning, and they're amazing. But I think she's a terrific woman. First woman ever to be Prime Minister of Japan. And she'll go down as one of the really great ones. You know, I had a fantastic relationship with Shinzo Abe, the Prime Minister who was assassinated, horribly assassinated. He was a great man. And he was my best relationship. And she comes from that exact camp. He would have supported her had he been around. He was
Touched by the putter at the golf bag you received.
beautiful. I played golf with him, and they gave me the putter that he played with. And he putted very well that day, I remember. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Practical ideas to the session. From the Global Standards Organization, everyone please welcome Mr. Renaud de Barbois, CEO of GS1.
Distinguished leaders from government, international organizations and businesses, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a privilege to address you today, and my sincere thanks to APEC and to the Korean Chamber of Commerce and Industry for inviting me to share GS1 perspective on the future of retail. GS1 is the international not-for-profit standards organization behind the barcode. I'm here to discuss how we can build trust and efficiency through collaboration. Digital transformation offers tremendous opportunities for retail. By using new technologies, data, and artificial intelligence, we can make shopping easier for consumers, improve how business run, support sustainability, as well illustrated by the two previous speakers. Digital tools can also improve product safety and make trade more efficient. Yet, to realize these benefits, trading partners need to share data, quality data across the entire value chain, from farm to manufacturers to retailers to consumers, and across the entire circular economy, reuse, repair, recycle. One of the critical challenges they face is how to share data that can be understood and trusted. Without trusted data, none of those opportunities can be fully realized. Let's illustrate with the example of product data. Consumers are expecting more and more transparency about products. Businesses are working together more closely on supply chain, sharing data to improve how they operate. And governments want to make goods safer, encourage sustainability, and give people more power to make informed choices. One example is the digital product passport. Sharing accurate product data is essential in retail. It unlocks the benefit of digital transformation and builds trust between all those involved in the supply chain. So as we look to a future shaped by data and artificial intelligence, we must ask ourselves an important question: how to create a future where we can trust the data we receive, where sharing information is straightforward and secure, fostering competitiveness, and where businesses of every size, including micro, small, and medium enterprises, can thrive in the digital economy. Achieving this will help us bridge the present with a sustainable and prosperous future. To answer this question, let's learn from the retail history. For the last 50 years, the GS1 barcode and the GS1 standards have profoundly transformed commerce and supply chain. Today, their impact reaches all the way to consumers and patients. More than 1 billion products, different products, carry a GS1 barcode, and barcodes are scanned more than 10 billion times every day. And we are now also moving from the original barcode to next generation barcodes, such as QR codes powered by GS1. More than 2 million companies in 150 countries around the world are leveraging GS1 standards to improve customer experience, both online and in-store, to make operations more efficient, to facilitate market access and support trade digitalization. GS1 standards are also used to support safer, more traceable, and more circular supply chain. So what can we learn from this transformation journey to shape the future? The simplicity and use of the barcode is what made it so powerful and far-reaching. But simplicity is not the only reason for its success. Another fundamental reason is the community of companies that have decided to collaborate. Collaboration between all stakeholders is the key to progress. Without it, none of our goals and trusted data can be achieved. So to enable trusted data and interoperability, we must focus on 3 essential areas. First, trusted identification. This means using globally unique identifier combined with barcodes to link identity to reliable data. It is the foundation for secure and scalable data exchange. Second, international standards. These standards are enablers for interoperability. They allow millions of companies to share product, traceability, and business process data across the supply chain smoothly and efficiently. Third, harmonized policy frameworks. Referencing international standards, especially for product identification and barcodes, help create policies that are effective and easy to implement. By bringing together those 3 components, trusted identification, international standards, and harmonized policies, industries and governments, by collaborating, can create an environment where trust and interoperability thrive locally, regionally, and globally. Let me share an example of how collaboration can shape the future. GS1 is working with APEC on a project in Peru, Indonesia, and China to improve supply chain transparency and support trade flows within each country and across the region. This project focuses on micro and small businesses. It helped them to use QR codes powered by GS1 to share information about where products come from, how they are made, including details about sustainability. It is a pilot project designed to show how small companies can take part in a more open and digital economy. We will report our findings to the APEC Committee on Trade and Investment. This project is a clear example of how trust, competitiveness, and inclusiveness can be achieved through collaboration. In conclusion, by working together across the entire value chain, we will create trust for consumers. By joining forces with industries and technology companies, we will ensure artificial intelligence is reliable and responsible. And by collaborating industry, tech companies, government, international organizations, and standardization bodies, we'll support harmonized policy frameworks that will benefit all consumers, businesses, and society. Together, we can build a future that is trusted, competitive, and inclusive. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barbois, for introducing the new barcode revolution that is taking place in the retail industry and how we can all become a part of the movement. As a wrap, why don't we put our hands together to all four of our keynote speakers to express our appreciation. Thank you all so much for your contribution. In the next session, we will shift our focus to the IT sector. The title for the session is Tax Incentives and Regulatory Easing for AI Data Center Investments. And three very esteemed CEOs of tech companies are going to take to the stage one by one. First of all, I would like to introduce someone from a household name from my point of view. Please welcome to the stage Ms. Soo-yeon Choi, CEO of Naver Corporation.
Good morning. I hope you are not hungry yet. Good morning, I'm Soo-yeon Choi, CEO of Naver. I'm grateful to be part of this meaningful event with leaders from the APEC region who are making joint effort for the AI era. Today, I'd like to talk about the AI ecosystem created by Naver. Naver started as a search engine 25 years ago, and our businesses has expanded to commerce, payments, and local services since then. We are one of the few companies across the globe that defended this domestic search engine market, maintaining our tech leadership along the way. One of the key values that Naver emphasizes as a search engine is a diversity. We were successful in defending our market and taking leadership in tech, all because of our strong belief in fostering a digital ecosystem that embraces diversity. Back when the company was founded, Korean web documents were far outnumbered by English ones. Since then, we've strived to develop a search engine specialized for the Korean language in response to global search platforms. This commitment continues into the AI era, where AI is transforming the nature of search, content platforms, and user experience. For us, AI is a tool that connects everything digital more seamlessly. It also serves as a tool that unlocks the potential of users, creators, and sellers while helping them grow. To allow for such a seamless connection with the AI, we've long made proactive investments. As part of this commitment, we built our own data centers with equipment for AI innovation, which enable us to safely store user data. These efforts allow for building a full-stack AI landscape that spans infrastructure, model, and services. We have the experience and capabilities gained from developing a full-stack AI. We also have the strategy of embedding AI into our large-scale services. At Naver, we believe we can develop a flywheel that creates greater opportunities in AI. For this vision to become a reality, its benefits must be equally shared by everyone. In a recent address at the United Nations, the President of the Republic of Korea emphasized AI for all and human-centered inclusive AI. The message that advanced tech such as AI must contribute to the universal value of humanity is also reflected in the philosophy that we've kept for the past 25 years. Our search began with a simple belief that even without an encyclopedia, everyone should have access to knowledge. The foundation of AI that creates a better future for everyone lies in AI data centers. They serve as a core infrastructure for connecting the digital ecosystem and building a more inclusive and sustainable AI. Around the globe, governments are making major investments in AI data centers as national infrastructure to boost competitiveness and drive innovation with AI. I understand that the Korean government is also building what it calls AI Expressway. It follows the path of the information superhighway that made Korea a global IT powerhouse back in the 2000s. The government is expanding tax incentives for AI data centers. It's also simplifying admin procedures and easing location regulations. These efforts to build the AI Expressway are bringing real momentum and energy to the industry. Also, the Special Act on AI data centers, which includes provisions for financial and admin support, will serve as an institutional foundation for transforming the nation's industrial structure toward AI. The active effort by the governments and the National Assembly are expected to lay the foundation for AI for all and human-centered inclusive AI. These efforts will help create a better future, not only for businesses, but for everyone. AI is becoming a tool that seamlessly connects the digital ecosystem, but its true value depends on trust and cooperation. The power and environmental issues surrounding AI data centers are challenges that call for our collective efforts. I hope today can be the start of the meaningful collaboration to address them together. Not far from here stands 해인사슬 장경각, the inspiration behind Naver's data center GAC. 장경각 embodies the spirit of preserving the records of the past and the present for future generations. Carrying on that spirit, we aim to ensure that each nation's unique culture and diversity can also be part of AI ecosystem to be passed on to the future. Together with APEC economies, we'll build a partnership, one that respects each nation's unique culture and diversity while co-creating global standards. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Che, for showing your commitment to the AI for All initiative and for always advocating and emphasizing the need for human-centered, inclusive AI. I also love the idea of GAC data center and where the name came from. Thank you once again, and following that, our next speaker is set to talk about enabling AI ecosystem for APEC economies. Please welcome our next speaker, Mr. Simon Milner, Vice President of Meta.
Good morning, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you today about Meta's AI vision. As has been explained, I'm Simon Milner. I'm part of Meta's global policy leadership team, and I oversee the Asia-Pacific region. It's a real honor to be back here in Korea, a country that has consistently demonstrated its commitment to innovation and digital transformation. I want to extend my sincere appreciation to the Korean government for their chairmanship of APEC this year and for hosting this forum. Now, AI is a real transformative technology, as I think we're all coming to realize. It's already driving economic growth, it's beginning to revolutionize healthcare, and we really believe it's set to improve the everyday life for millions of people around the globe. And Meta is actively engaged in that global conversation about AI, about its competitiveness, about regulation, about the safeguards needed for responsible development. We have a real stake in these debates, and we're helping to shape the future of AI as a company. To give you some examples, we're building advanced open source AI models like Llama. Our Meta AI assistant now serves over 1 billion users every month. And we're integrating personalized AI into wearables, such as Ray-Ban Metas and the Oakley Meta smart glasses. Indeed, I'm wearing a pair of our glasses right now, so let me take a quick photo of the group, sure you're all paying attention. There we go. We're also partnering with the US government and with their partners to bring the benefits of AI to public services and to national security. So I mentioned glasses. We see them as the most exciting hardware category of the AI era. My clicker isn't working, so if the team behind the scenes could push it forward, please. They're the perfect device to bring AI into your world because, just like this, they can see what I'm seeing and they can also hear what I'm hearing. As our AI models improve, glasses will become the primary computing device because they are uniquely capable of understanding a human's perspective. So they're going to continue to be great for listening to music and podcasts, for taking pictures and videos, and most importantly, they will continue